Red flag legislation has been introduced by Democratic state lawmakers, but it hasn't been heard during this year's session, and its fate is uncertain in a state legislature controlled by Republicans who generally favor expanding gun rights. After Wednesday's shooting, Republican Governor Rick Scott said he will work to make sure people with mental illnesses don't have access to guns, but offered no specifics. Florida's GOP Senator Marco Rubio, facing withering criticism over his acceptance of $3.3 million in career campaign cash donated through the National Rifle Association, is going a step further now. Rubio said on a Sunday morning show that state legislators should absolutely consider enacting a law enabling family members or law enforcement officials to ask a court to remove guns from a person who poses a danger. Rubio, who once served as Florida's House Speaker, told Miami CBS affiliate WFOR that it's an example of a state law that could have helped prevent the Florida shooting. California's law also empowers police to petition for the protective orders, which can require authorities to remove firearms for up to 1 year. Connecticut, Indiana, Oregon, and Washington also have some version of a red flag law. The Florida shooting has revived debate about whether teachers and school administrators should have that authority as well, given that people at Cruz's high school witnessed much of his erratic behavior. California lawmakers voted to expand their law in 2016 so that high school and college personnel, co-workers and mental health professionals can seek the restraining orders, but Governor Jerry Brown called the effort premature and vetoed it. State Assemblyman Phil Ting, a San Francisco Democrat, said he plans to reintroduce the bill. "We need to make sure that when people see signs, they have every ability to do something about getting guns out of the hands of mentally ill and dangerous people," Ting told the Associated Press. Circumstances similar to those in Florida played out 7 years ago in the shooting of Representative Gabrielle Giffords in Arizona. Jared Loughner had become increasingly disruptive and erratic at his community college in the months leading up to the shooting, frightening students and causing teachers to request campus police officers be on hand during his classes. Eventually, the school threatened him with suspension. Without red flag laws, the main recourse available to family members is to have a troubled loved one committed to a psychiatric institution. Federal law permanently bans anyone who has been involuntarily committed from owning guns, but such actions are more difficult to carry out than red flag laws, which are intended to be quick and temporary and have a lower standard of proof. Without such a commitment, formal adjudication of serious mental illness or a felony conviction, many people can pass background checks and possess guns they already own. The red flag laws act as a sort of timeout, so someone in psychological distress can get counseling while their fitness to possess a gun is evaluated, said Laura Cutilita, legal director of the Giffords Law Center. It's a way to allow for temporary removal of firearms in a situation just like this, where somebody has made threats, where they have been expelled from school because of those threats. They're in counseling and parents or the school or whoever it is understands that this person poses a threat, she said. Many gun rights activists oppose the laws. They say they can be used to unfairly take away rights from people who have not been convicted of crimes, nor professionally evaluated for mental illness. The NRA's lobbying arm has said such laws enable courts to remove Second Amendment rights based on third-party allegations and evidentiary standards that are lower than what's required in criminal proceedings. Connecticut led the way with a 1999 law, passed after an employee shot and killed 4 executives at state lottery headquarters. It allows police to remove guns based on probable cause that a person poses a risk of imminent personal injury. In a study published last year, researchers at Duke, Yale, Connecticut, and Virginia estimated that dozens of suicides have been prevented by the law, roughly 1 for every 10 gun seizures carried out. They said such laws could significantly mitigate the risk posed by the small number of legal gun owners who might suddenly pose a significant danger. Fully reported from Iowa City, Iowa. Associated Press writers Jonathan J. Cooper in Sacramento, Gary Fineout and Brendan Farrington in Tallahassee, Florida, and Lisa Marie Payne in Atlanta contributed to this report.